It's my pleasure to welcome you on the 60th edition of Sports Hub. My name is Modern Tapechela Sinkara Umwana Kwilanzi. Today I'm featuring a player who is into mind games, but he is more prominent in the game of Scrabble. This is a game of words. He will be joining me shortly. Make sure you stay with us. So feel free to participate on the program by calling 0211 25 30 25 or 0211 25 08 43. You can also send a WhatsApp message on 0955 20 29 04 plus 26095 20 29 04. On Facebook is Modern Sinkara Sports or Sports Hub Facebook page. For now, let's recap on last week's question. I asked you to tell me how many times the under-23 national football team has been to the Africa Cup of Nations. How many times has the under-23 national football team been to the Africa Cup of Nations? And I didn't receive any response, but I'll give out the response. So the correct answer is twice, in 2015 and 2019. 2019, you remember the likes of Patson Daka, Passion Sakala, Enoch Mwepu were at that tournament where they were hoping to qualify for the Olympics. But unfortunately, they failed to do it. So this time, the team has qualified to the final round of the qualifiers, and they'll be meeting Egypt, who are the defending champions. So if they beat Egypt home and away, then they'll be qualifying for their third AFCON finals, where they'll be hoping to qualify for the 2024 Olympics, which will be held in France. All right, so today's question: which year did the Zambian national football team first participate at the Africa Cup of Nations? Which year did the Zambian national football team first participate at the Africa Cup of Nations? I'm sure those of you who've been following football for a long time, I'm sure you know. So if you know the answer, the number to call is 0211 25 30 25 or 0211 25 08 43. On WhatsApp is plus 26095 20 29 04. On Facebook is Sports Hub Facebook page or Modern Sinkara Sports. Let's look at some of the results from the weekend. We start with the Midlands Basketball Association MBA League. The games were played on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So in the Super League, it was Matero Magic 94, Unza Pacers 85. This was a big game, but the boys from Matero reigned supreme. Then Bulldogs 74, Munali Suns 80, LCC Luta 77, Green Buffaloes 99, Matero Warriors 66, Hawks 62, Unza Pacers 61, Matero Magic 46. So they had to play two games. So Matero Magic won one and Unza Pacers won the other. In the Feminine League, it was Dolphins 47, Napsa Breeze 50, Unza Hannies 85, Magic Sparks 45, Green Buffaloes 76, Hotspurs 46. This is what happened in the world of basketball. Let's go to football now. In the Women's Champions League, it's so devastating that Green Buffaloes are out of the competition. This was after they lost by 2-0 at the hands of Simba Queens of Tanzania. So can you imagine, after starting so well, they beat Determined Girls of Liberia by 4-0. They went to the second game, lost by 2-1 at the hands of Asfa Rabat. And then the final game, all they needed was a draw, but they lost by 2-0. These 2 goals were scored in the second half. So on Saturday, it was Determined Girls of Liberia 0, Asfa Rabat of Morocco 2, Simba Queens of Tanzania 2, Green Buffaloes of Zambia 0. On Sunday, it was TP Mazembe of Congo DR 0, Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa, who are also the defending champions 4, Bayosa Queens 3, Wadi Degla of Egypt 0. So Bayosa Queens are from Nigeria, and then Wadi Degla from Egypt. In the semi-finals, which will be played on Wednesday, so it will be Mamelodi Sundowns, the defending champions, versus Simba Queens at 18 hours. Then at 22 hours, we'll see the hosts Asfa Rabat taking on Bayosa Queens. this will be also an interesting match. So that's in the world of women's football in the CAF Club Champions League for women. In the MTN Super League Week 11 results, on Saturday it was Napsa Stars 1, Zanaco 2, Muza FC 1, Prison Leopards 2, Red Arrows 1, Forest Rangers 1, Zesco United 3, Butcon 2, Lumwana Radiance 1, Changa Rangers 1, Power Dynamos 0, Green Buffaloes 1, Green Eagles 0, Chambishi 2. This was a shocking result because it's so hard to beat Green Eagles at their home ground in Choma, but Chambishi managed under their new coach Wellington Mujembe. On Sunday, it was Kansanshi Dynamos 1, Cabo Warriors 0. Wondering what is happening to Cabo Warriors. 1 win out of 11 games, and they're coached by veteran George Rwandamina. Then Kwazi 0, Nkana 0. Then let's go to the second tier, which is the FAS National Division 1 League Week 11 results. On Saturday, it was Aguila Stars 3, Bats FC 1. This game was live on TV3. Kalolamanda Suchivula and Keke Sipuka scoring for Aguila Stars. Alfred Mafuleka scoring for Bats. This was in the 90-plus minutes. Then Atletico Lusaka 1, Mutondo Stars 2. Indeni 1, Kafue Celtic 1. Kafue Eagles 3, Livingston Pirates 0. Quito United 1, City of Lusaka 0. Konkola Blades 2, Young Green Buffaloes 0. Zesco Malaiti Rangers shocking Trident, who are the league leaders, by a goal to 0. Then on Sunday, it was Mpulungu Harbour also shocking Mighty Mufulira Wanderers by 2 goals to 0. Then Jomolo 0, Lusaka Dynamos 0. So Trident, despite losing, they're still leading on the table, followed by Kafue Eagles, and third is Mufulira Wanderers, Jomolo in 4th position. Let's go to the English Premier League Week 15 results. On Saturday, it was Leeds United 4, AFC Bournemouth 3, Manchester City 2, Fulham 1, Nottingham Forest 2, Brentford 2, Wolverhampton Wanderers 2, Brighton and Hove Albion 3, Everton 0, Leicester City 2, and Patson Daka played in this match. On Sunday, it was Chelsea 0, Arsenal 1, Arsenal winning away from home, and they continue leading the table. Aston Villa 3, Manchester United 1, Southampton 1, Newcastle United 4, West Ham United 1, Crystal Palace 2, Tottenham Hotspur 1, Liverpool 2. So these are the results from the weekend. Before I introduce my guest in the studio, let's dance to a song done by Chester. This one is titled Chimona wa Zambia, dedicating this song to Green Buffaloes who've been booted out of the CAF Women's Champions League.
Silver. More power. The Shaka Beat Fest.
Uyo. Kalandania's promotion. More power. Bali abapa pasana nane no tulipamo. Baluto waishi wafuevo kupatana ni tabu. Nakuvundula unavundula levo limo. Banana ni kubelela yo. Naliku iwe. Timuna wa Zambia na nevo peni pola. Ngamalu santila atafima kula shagata mepo. No mafuti nga bakea. Chipolo kumishina imba. Ilishinga shinga. Chipolo kumishina imba. Alatimu feno mwenwa wewo. Kulinewo. Levu nwa eti weyati katana. Alapafuti jiakanwepo. Mwewo no manga batarana. Wana kuru manama. Tubili tutatumwe. Kwali ubushiku ubona ibilatile lo filepwa. Na ikala bala nirese bamone fyo filepwa. Walu hawaleka abala ndibafika. Wansangile nilipa mwishine papatawia. Amapange ngwata leo. Ngana fola leo. Ngamutana ngana fola leo. Nkayaleka uti ndafola. Nahula foli natuyema. My baby zangela. Ala foso za kamari za kula. Chimuna wa Zambia na nevo pweli bola. Ngamalu santila atafima kula shagata mepo. No mafuti nga bakea. Chipolo kumishina imba. Ilishinga shinga. Chipolo kumishina imba. Alatimu feno mwenwa wewo. Kulinewo. bubi bobene nali bushiba okena kwelela fyonse fibi fyonse naiwela ndabanjerera nechipanda chalishiba tyaba nififinde tebakwesokulandako kakubiramo lelo bapusana maino bali babiri ichitemwiko chabo awe chakwisiba bene babili muna basambyana nebapalipola ngabalusatila atafima kula shagatambepo namafuti ngabatea nishinaimba ilishingashinga nishinaimba alatimufeno mwenwa wewo kulinebo nebunwa echo yatikatana nabafuti jiakalwepo mwemodombanga bwatalana wana kulumalama ubili tutatumwe simuna basambyana nebapalipola ngabalusatila atafima kula shagatambepo namafuti ngabatea nishinaimba ilishingashinga nishinaimba alatimufeno mwenwa wewo kulinebo nebunwa echo yatikatana nabafuti jiakalwepo mwemodombanga bwatalana wana kulumalama ubili tutatumwe chipolopolo nelumba chipolopolo nelumba.
Ladies and gentlemen, Silva on the beat.
Nebunwa 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 nebunwa
Chester there saying Chimona wa Zambia. Well, Green Buffaloes may be out, but well, they'll be back again. They'll be representing Zambia. Hope they've learned lessons at this tournament. And now we'll shift our focus to the Chipolopolo, who will be taking on Israel in an international friendly, and also the Copper Queens will be taking on Colombia in 2 international friendlies. Remember, the Copper Queens are preparing for the World Cup, which will be held in Australia next year, Australia and New Zealand in 2023. Then the Chipolopolo, even as they wait for the coach, we are told over 100 coaches have applied for the top job to be coach for Chipolopolo. They'll be playing AFCON qualifiers next year in March. So this is what is happening. So time for me to welcome my guest in the studio. Well, he has been playing Scrabble for the past 22 years. He has been 9-time national champion. And apart from playing Scrabble, he has also been playing chess. He was at some point in 1989. He was national schools champion. I'm talking about Paul Kalumba, who is the #1 top seed in Scrabble. It's my pleasure to welcome. Thank you very much for coming. You can come and join us.
Thank
well,
you.
22 years, I'm sure. Bakulira Muspota.
Indeed.
Right. No, I'm happy to have you here so that we can have a chat. First of all, I would want you to give us your background.
Sports background. I started playing...
Maybe personal background.
Personal background.
Yes.
I'm 50 years old now, and my professional training is in information technology. Though I run business in the finance sector, I run Golden Coin Bureau de Change, a business I incorporated in 2005, so 17 years. I've been dealing in Forex in Zambia. Basically, that's me. A person who likes to play chess, Scrabble, pool, and all sorts of games. I think every board game I've probably played.
Right.
Yeah.
People would want to know Which neighborhood were you born from? How was your upbringing and all that?
I was born in Livingston in 1972, 14 July. But I never really stayed in Livingston. My parents moved to Kabwe, and I spent my life between Kabwe, Kafue, and a bit of Lusaka. My formative years were really in Kafue and Kabwe, Kabwe especially. To this day, I call myself the adopted son of Kabwe because though I was not born there, that's a town I identify with. My formative years in life were in that town. When I became a national school chess champion for Zambia, I was staying in Kabwe at the time. And when I started playing Scrabble, again, it started in Kabwe. So it's a town that I have a lot of sentimental value. And I basically call it my adopted, I'm the adopted son of Kabwe.
Right.
Yes,
So you've never lived in your hometown or your village?
Neither. My village, after I wrote my grade 7, my father sent me actually to the village. I'd been to the village a few times. My village is in the Copper Belt, so not too far.
Copper Belt?
But yes.
I thought it's in Kasamu.
No. I'm Lamba.
Okay.
I'm
so
Lamba from
Mpongwe somewhere
Chief
there.
Mushili, Masaiti.
Okay,
Yeah.
Masaiti.
So when I went to the village, believe you me, I had such a great time. Because this time, I just completed my grade 7. This was 84, so I was about 12 years old. And my parents decided to send me to the village without them, so there's no town influence. I'm just speaking Lamba with my Lamba cousins, because those days very few spoke English, so you had to really speak the local lingua. My grandfather taught me a lot of things that time. We went to gather fruit, whether it was amasuku, amasafwa, imfungo. He taught me how to trap fish. We used to make a trap called umono in my tribe. I don't know what it's called in other languages. That's what we called it. And I remember this time, we'd put the trap early in the morning, and you'd come back about 16 hours. And you'd find fish in there. Basically, that was like your snack. So the fish you catch would go and roast it on fire, and
it would cater for the whole family.
It was more than enough. But one day I go there, I lift this thing, and I thought there's a snake inside. So I shouted, and my grandfather comes over and says, "Snake." So he looked and says, "No, tairi poninso ke munto tongwa." That was an eel fish.
Okay.
In Lamba, it's called munto tongwa. It's the first time I was seeing it, and so it was very interesting. And he taught me how to handle it, because that thing has some electric pulse on it, and nice to eat.
Yes.
So I ate crabs for the first time. When I was growing up and people are talking about, we're eating seafood, and I see crabs. I was eating crabs in the village. I would catch them myself fresh, and my grandfather taught me how to prepare them. So such a wonderful time being in the village too.
Right.
So
great to know
between
that.
my grade 7 and 8, I spent, I don't know that it was 2 months. Those days to take a bit of time before results came out. Yeah.
Great to know that you've experienced both town life and village life.
Indeed.
But how did you get into sports from a young age?
I'll tell you what, I have a father who was very rare for his time. My father never used to drink, never used to smoke, never used to club. He knocks off 17 hours, 17:30s at home. He taught me how to play chess. And in those days, I'm talking about early 80s into mid 80s. Our house, he kept so many of my uncles, both on his side and on my mom's side. So every evening, the house was like a chess club. There were 3-4 chess sets set.
And that's a young boy there.
Exactly. And we would play. So I started, me, my young brother, and an uncle who was a bit younger, like 6 years older than me, but we were like the junior league. Then when I qualified from this league to play with my father and the big people, I didn't know there was club tournaments and all that. I didn't know. I thought it's a home game. Then I had become a terror. By the time I was in grade 5, I was at a school called Malundu Private in Kafue. I'm not sure what it's called now. I was better than everyone, including the teachers. And all trained by my father at home. There is very little, I'm 50 now, but you know, my work ethic, my respect for doing things with integrity, all comes from his teachings. So he taught me how to play chess, practiced with me, and you know, when I reached a point where the house couldn't contain me, he took me to the club. So as early as grade 6, I was playing now club chess in Kafue. So I played under NCZ, would practice from Naboye. Those were the days of Michael Toles, Nawa, the late Nawa, Captain Kawanu, Mwangu, Mr. Simkoko. But these were way older than me. They were all working class, and I was this little grade 6 coming to play.
And you were beating them?
I started lousy at the bottom. I was losing first, and I kept on winning and rising, winning and rising, winning and rising. Then I went to boarding school, so club chess dies. But I was grade 8, and the moment I got to Chongwe Secondary School, I was in boarding for the first 3 years of my life. I asserted myself. I had a friend who is now late, Lazarus Mulongoti. The two of us, he was in grade 9, I was in grade 8, and we were whipping literally everybody. We didn't count grade 10, 11, 12. So by the time I was in grade 10, I was, you know, I was school champion. Then we had to play, those days we called it, was it inter-school or inter-district or something? And I want to represent Lusaka, but it's in that year that I was transferred to Kabwe. Lucky for me, the same week I arrived in Kabwe, they were playing selections at Kabwe Secondary School. So I played the same week, won, and by the weekend, they were playing inter-schools for the province. So I went to play and want to represent Central Province. So in the same year, I had 2 provinces to represent, Lusaka and Kabwe. But I played for Kabwe, and that was my very first chess tournament. And I came second in that one to David Zulu. David Zulu won that tournament. 2 years later, I was good enough to win the national, that time it was called the Duncan Gilby and Matheson National Schools Chess Championship.
Could it be that one?
That was, yes. Those are my trophies from that tournament.
Right.
I also won 5,000 kwacha in 1989. That was a lot of money.
It was a lot of money that time.
How I wish there was a way I could convert it. It was a lot of money because when I tell you I went to a private school, my parents paid 100 kwacha to go to that school, and it was top class at 100 kwacha school fees. So winning 5,000, there had never been a tournament in this country, because before then, Duncan Gilbert Matheson used to give a scholarship to UNZA for whoever became national champion.
Okay.
I was the first one to go cash, and it was a lot of money. So when I won the championship,
what did you do with it as a young one?
I went home and I told my father, the trophy is mine, the cash is yours. And you know what my father did? The following morning, he comes to my bedroom and says, Yandisha, let's go to the bank. I opened my first bank account with Barclays at age 17. He took the 5,000 kwacha and opened an account for me and said, this is your money, it's in the bank. You will have to use it properly.
Wow.
Yeah, so...
You just mentioned the name. Is that your middle name?
That's my name. The PYK, Yandisha, that's... In fact, I don't know, I shouldn't be calling it my middle name. That's my original name.
Okay.
My father named me Yandisha Kalumba. Then I was Christian Paul in church.
Okay.
Yes, yes. So Paul came maybe a few days later than my original name. Right. So the initial PYK, Y is for Yandisha, that's my middle name. Right. The short of it is Yanda. My friends will call Yanda as short for Yandisha.
Right. Tell us about that photo.
That's the Africa Junior Chess Championship in Botswana. You know, I was 17 at the time. I'm playing with my friends, and these big men I didn't know appear. I was in Kabwe. And I'm told, next week you're supposed to be representing the country in the Africa Junior Chess Championship. I said, what? I don't even have a passport. They said, don't worry, it's all done. They called my father and we went to the passport office. I took my father's jacket and just threw it on me to take the passport size photo. Those days it was done right at the passport office.
Okay.
And this is where I have a lot of respect and admiration for the late Kenneth Kaunda, because those days to get a passport took months. They had to confirm with your village and before, but because I was going to represent the country, they had to take it all the way to get special permissions for this kid to be given a passport. So in 2 days, I had a passport,
Wow.
an air ticket, dollars. Those days you didn't touch dollars anyhow, because when you have dollars, you had to explain. So we went to Bank of Zambia. There's a stamp they would put in your passport, write how much dollars you've been given. So just before you've even won anything, living here with dollars was, you know, a status thing. So I represented Zambia in the Africa Junior Chess Championship,
How
where
was
I
your
finished
performance?
third.
Oh, third. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah,
And that was your
yeah.
first ever international tournament.
Exactly.
And you finished third.
Exactly.
Wow.
And I went on to play a few more championships here locally. I won the same 90, because I completed in 89. So 1990 was my gap year, if you like, waiting to go to college. I played a lot of chess in that year. I won the Copper Belt Open. Again, a very lucrative one. The first time a national tournament had a 10,000 kwacha prize. And I won that. Then I won the New Fairmount Open. My chess days, I didn't know would be short-lived. When I went to college, I lost my father in 92. My mom a year before, when I was 19. By 20, I'd lost both my parents.
Oh.
And my father taught me chess, and I told myself, out of respect for my master, I would not touch a chess piece for a full 1 year.
Oh.
Now, in that 1 year, because I wasn't playing chess, I said I'll be playing Scrabble. I was in college at the time. Now, this Scrabble, I actually learned it in 88. I'd been playing chess at school with one of my closest friends. And I was winning every game. And, you know, he's now upset with me. And he says, you think you can win everything? I said, just name the game. What do you want us to do? Boxing? And he says, no. There's a game called Scrabble. And so what is that? He told me the rules. This is what you do. And I was hooked on. But I never knew even then that there was tournament Scrabble. So I played what we call kitchen Scrabble. When I went into college, I was still playing this kitchen Scrabble. And then I read in the newspaper that there will be a tournament. I'd never seen a Scrabble dictionary in my life. We used to use the home chambers dictionary.
Yes.
And I found myself in Lusaka. We played, first of all, we had to play in the provinces first, select the best. So I won for Central Province, and I came to represent Central Province. I was still very young. One of my, closest allies and Patrick Impundu, it's the first time we met. And the Lusaka guys had the dictionaries, and I was just amazed. But I played and I surprised everybody because I lost to Patrick in the semifinals. Wow. And Patrick went to the finals. Between me and Patrick, the winner was going to the finals. Patrick goes to the finals and he wins. Now, this was before we formed the Scrabble Association of Zambia. So we go our separate ways, but I had gotten from these guys, those days for you to have a dictionary, a study, a word list, you had to order from chambers through the post. You send, but I was so determined I did that. And I trained so hard. When I came to Lusaka, we formed the Scrabble Association of Zambia in the year 2000.
So you were part of the formation of the association?
I was one of the first 3 founders of this association. Myself, Kelvin Sikazwe, and Patrick Impundu. Yeah. We formed the association. We had our first national championship, and I was the first national champion. And since then to now, 2001. We held our first national championship in 2001. Since then, I've won the National Scrabble Championship 9 times.
Wow.
I'm thinking I should win it.
And you're the record winner of the...
Indeed. It's, it remains a record in Zambia.
You are a legend. We can...
So I'm still hooked on... I don't play that much anymore. The last 2 years, I've only played the national championship. So I pitched up in 2021 to play the national championships, and I was lucky I won. I pitched up this year to play the national championships. I came, was it number 2 or 3? I don't even remember now.
You?
This year, who won the championship this year? Either Isaac or Mpundu.
So it's been either you, Patrick Mpundu, or Isaac.
Yes. I would estimate that Patrick has won it maybe around 4 times. Isaac also probably around 4 times, thereabout. Okay. Yeah. We had the late Mwenya Munkonge, who equally could have won it around 4 times. Then we've had 1 or 2 people that have won it, you know, very unexpectedly, but that's what's nice about Scrabble, because anybody has the chance to win.
Tell us a bit of Scrabble. That's the board there. How is it played?
Scrabble is a very simple game. Basically, the basic foundation are word constructs. You are making words in a crossword fashion, but those words have value. Now, the question normally I get is, well, does it mean that if you are a professor of English, then you'd be world Scrabble champion? The answer is no.
Okay.
There's a combination of words, mathematics. There's a lot of strategy and calculation. This is why you find people like myself and several champions who have a chess background. Okay. The logic and strategy thing we learn in chess is applied in Scrabble. So you'll randomly pick 7 letters from the bag. Now, one, your brain must be able to unscramble and see the various words that are hidden in the letters you picked randomly. And that is a very big factor, because you might know the word, but if you cannot see it in words that are in letters that are in a mambo jumbo, Scrabble will be very difficult for you. So it brings out not only your English, it brings out your mathematics, it brings out your strategy, logic. So it's a very, very fun and interesting game to play.
Right.
Yeah.
So, so apart from the national championships that you've won, various national championships, what about at the international level? What have you won?
You know, when they changed from Chambers Dictionary to Collins Dictionary, they sponsored a Collins Cup tournament in Johannesburg. This was in 2010. I'm happy that I was the first Zambian to ever win an international tournament. So the Collins Cup was the first tournament that I won. In 2015 in Australia, you know, I haven't really been playing that actively. So when they were doing the selections in Zambia, I didn't participate. But there's what is called last chance qualifier, meaning you play in a certain tournament where people from all over the world play, and the top 3 players are selected to go into the World Championship. So I played in the last chance qualifier in Perth, and I finished 3rd in that tournament, qualifying me into the World Championships. I've played in Las Vegas twice. In 2001, I represented Zambia in Las Vegas in the World Championship. I've played in all continents.
In Kuala Lumpur, I saw Kuala Lumpur 2003.
That was in Malaysia 2003. Then 2005 we played in London. 2007 we played in India. After that, I took a hiatus from the game really. Then I came back 2015. My play, I think, in Australia could have been my last international event. Then I've played, obviously, in Africa. We do have the Eastern Central Scrabble Championship. I last played that one in Jinja in 2015. And
just a reminder of the Kuala Lumpur, it was massive, right?
Yes, yes. It was one of those, you know, experiences you never forget. Malaysia was a place to be. The caliber of players. You know, when you are playing in our field here, you think you are good until you go in a field like that where, look, even if you are playing on your last board, you are sweating. There's no easy place. There's no soft spot, you know.
Right.
So it was very, very interesting. And
And you are only 31 years of age. Yeah, I think.
yes, 2003, I was 31, correct. Your mathematics is good.
I think I should play Scrabble and chess as well. maybe.
Indeed. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, tell us about the opportunities that have come with playing Scrabble and chess. You might inspire just someone who is watching right there.
I want to encourage all young people from all walks of life. When I played chess, when I played Scrabble, I played because I love the game, but I didn't know the opportunities that they would open for me. Like I told you, my very first passport was because I was playing. I didn't even go applying. It came looking for me. Then I have played on every continent, representing the country. Now, there are a lot of kids that, both games to me are very easy games that anybody can grasp. You know, there are games, if we say, no, do arm wrestling, you need to have a certain physique to do things like that. But this is just thinking. Anybody can think. Anybody can learn how to strategize, and so the opportunities are vast. I would encourage people to play a lot of Scrabble, a lot of chess. For me, there's literally no continent I would land on and I don't have friends. All thanks to sport. So wherever I
Gone to
go,
all the continents of the
I have
world.
friends because of sport. So I would really encourage people to, encourage their kids to play. These are easy games. They are cheap to acquire. And I was very lucky when I was growing up in Kafue. I don't know what it is about that town, but we had chessboards everywhere as kids. We'd sit by the street. We had street corner chess, straight from school, and with my friends. All the big people are playing club chess. Kabwe was quite similar too. So I don't see that happening a lot. Our kids have gone more into their PlayStation
And
games.
these are the opportunities we are talking about, where you meet and you rub shoulders and shake hands with kings and queens of the world.
Indeed.
And that's the late President Levi Mwanawasa there.
I was graduating, and he was the one that was giving us our certificates when I was completing college. So he was vice president at the time I was graduating. So indeed, I was privileged to have met President Mwanawasa that early. I did meet him a few times after, and I've been privileged. I think either through education, through sport, to have met some of these people. Yeah.
Wow, interesting, and obviously so many. We'll be able to see a few more photos, and that's another late President, Frederick Chiluba.
FTJ. FTJ was a very nice man, a man that, were it not for his cases that followed him after, probably would have been one of the great African leaders. Without him becoming president, remember that I do business in the Bureau de Change sector. When I was growing up, this sector didn't exist. In fact, like I told you, to have dollars, you had to have reason to have Forex. You could be arrested for having Forex. And this guy becomes president, and he says, no, we'll liberalize this economy. In fact, everybody can have. And it opened opportunities for an entrepreneur like myself to set up business in the Bureau de Change sector. Today, I'm running over 23 branches around the country, Golden Coin Bureau de Change. Thanks to him that he opened the economy in the way he did. And indeed, was nice meeting him. He was a very nice guy. He knew how to, just win you over when you meet him in person. He was a very nice guy, yeah.
Right. Anyway, more photos are following. We'll be getting inspired through sport, just through using hands and the brain. And he reached this far. He's gone to different countries, met different people, and all that, including the current Republican president, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. Wow. What a moment for you. Just at the age of 50.
That was before he had even become president. Again, he's a very, very inspirational person. I can't tell you how glad I am that this man made it to be president of this country. the vision he has for this country. If we are going to walk that vision, this country will never be the same. I can tell you, if this man is going to be president for 10 years, Zambia will never be the same
again.
I strongly believe in his vision, and I'm glad that he's one of those people who I have brushed shoulders with or greeted, or, you know, but talk to him and you find there's a very genuine man in him, a highly talented man, highly analytical, and he has a depth of vision that very few people have.
Right.
So I'm so happy that we have a person like this. You can see even when he goes for international conferences, suddenly we have that respect as a country, you know. So
right.
we couldn't have chosen a better president. Congratulations to all of us for having given him this opportunity. Yeah.
Right. So you said at some point, you said you never touched a chessboard for 1 year. And is that how you had to quit chess?
Exactly. I thought it would just be for 1 year. But in that 1 year, I was playing more of Scrabble. And because I was in college at the time, you know, chess is school on its own. Mm-hmm. It's a full subject. Mm. I remember my mother would always be worried. 01 should wake up and she sees the light is on in the study. She comes to open the door thinking she'll find the son is reading, only to find I've set up my chessboard and I'm reading my chess books, learning strategy. Mm. And, you know, she'll shout. Then my father would say, look, as long as he's passing his school, don't disturb him. Mm. As long as you bring your results, what you do with your time, yeah.
One Zambia, one nation, the first Republican president.
You know, like I said, I have a lot of regard for Kenneth Kaunda. My first passport is thanks to this man. On his 90th birthday, he decided to grace us with his presence.
Wow.
At the Scrabble championship we had at the National Sports Development Center.
Wow.
And it was so nice. When you look at the rack he picked the letters leader.
Oh, okay.
And I say, look, how random, but it just showed you that, yes, this man was born a leader. And at that age, he was still supporting us. You can imagine, he came, played a demo game with us, and gave us the blessings, you know? Yeah, so we have very fond memories as Scrabblers for Super Ken. Even the people that came from the region, we had Scrabblers from South Africa. You don't know, this man was a rock star in South Africa. These people growing up under ANC, they really adored KK. The guys were shedding tears to see KK in person. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So recently you participated in an African championship.
Yes.
And we have, let's play this clip and then we'll be back to chat more.
Sure.
This is the 14th edition of the Africa Scrabble Championship, which was hosted by Zambia at Mlungush Conference Center in Lusaka from the 21st to 24th of October 2022. It attracted 86 participants from 10 different African countries, which included the host Zambia. Team Zambia's hope was in Kalumba, who has been in the game for the past 22 years and is 9-time national champion. Kalumba finished on position number 23, winning 18 games out of 32, and described the competition as tough.
The level of competition is very, very high. The quality of the game keeps going up. The Zambians too, they're doing quite well.
Inokunwali of Nigeria emerged as overall winner and is now the new African champion after winning 25.5 games, losing only 6.5. The champion, however, disclosed that the tournament was very competitive.
It's been very tough. It's phenomenal, you know. The best of the best players in the whole of Africa gathered in one hall. So it's been a very great tournament. I've been lucky, I've been able to win some. I've also lost some. Well, the good thing is that I'm learning, you know. This is my second time in an African championship, so I'm just picking up the lessons and just trying to move on. The scene in Nigeria is very tough. Nigeria is the best Scrabble playing nation in the world, so playing in that kind of field puts you in a very good shape to play anywhere in the world.
Luwindangala is the president for Scrabble Association of Zambia.
With the Nigerians, they do this from school, so you can actually see their caliber. So I think if we're to progress as a nation, we really need to take it more seriously and start at kindergarten level.
The event is held every 2 years, and the next event will be hosted by Sierra Leone. Memory Malisawa, ZNBC Sports, Lusaka.
Right, that's the recently held African Championship in Lusaka, and the one who won is a Nigerian. What happened? Ushana mambo kupwana ngshani.
Actually, Nigeria is a world powerhouse. We had in the tournament Wellington Jigere. Jigere is, he was world champion in 2018. It's the only African country to have produced a world champion. In fact, they've won, I think, every African Scrabble championship except for one. That was won by Trevor Hovelmay of South Africa. So I'll give you what. Here in Zambia, when we call a tournament, you have about 10, 20 people that play. Active players in the country, let's push it, maybe 30. Total players in the country that have played from, you know, maybe 100, 200. Nigeria has 10,000 active Scrabble players.
Wow.
So when you qualify to be the top 25, like these guys who came here, you're world class. So we had 25 guys coming out of Nigeria, 27 out of Kenya. Kenya also is a top-class country when it comes to Scrabble. Only second to Nigeria on the African continent. You had South Africa, you had 10 African countries coming. So I was playing, and day one, I was top 5, day 2, top 5, day 3, top 5. Last day, I don't know, probably fatigue caught up with me. I lost out of the 6 games, I lost 4 of them. That took me out of the top to N23, though I was still the best placed Zambian at 23, with Justin Chansa at 33, I think Isaac Mwape at 43, and the rest couldn't make it top 50. But in that field, anybody who makes it top 50, you are really a good player.
Right.
That is the level of play.
Right, so if you were to be put on the spot, chess or Scrabble, what would you choose?
Oh my God. With my age, probably I would go with Scrabble. Why? Scrabble is a game that I've been able to play, you know, with minimal preparation. I wasn't supposed to play even this Africa Championship. I didn't even play the qualifiers at all. The last time I played was in May, that I played the human being. I practice online, obviously, but last time I played the human being was the local championships in May. After that, several months I hadn't played anybody. In chess, you can't do that. In chess, I tell my wife that she's very lucky she met me after my chess days, because chess takes up 23 hours of your time. The rest of the things share the remaining 1 hour. But with Scrabble, I mean, it's an easy game. So when I say anybody can do it, really, it's an easy game. Most people can learn and play, have fun, and still have time to be with family, to do your business, and do a whole lot of other things. For chess, if you're going to play at the highest level, it has to be your life.
All right, so
Yeah.
I was even coming to that. So you are a family man.
Yes, I have a lovely wife, Saruzai. You won't believe we had our firstborn, I was 22, and Saruzai was 18. Our firstborn got married last month. This is November?
okay.
No, September. So 2 months ago, yes.
Wow.
I
All right,
have,
so that's your full family there.
That's my family there, my beautiful daughters. I've been blessed. I have a very beautiful family. I have a beautiful wife, beautiful kids. My first 2 kids have finished their degrees, their masters, and they are back here, they're working. My third one, Paula, is in England, still doing her undergrad. Then my last 2, they're at Trident College in Solwezi here.
Right.
They're in boarding school. So they are learning and trying to find their way also into life.
And no one has taken after you play Scrabble or chess?
I've been a very good student, but I'm a very bad teacher. At home, we play a lot of cash flow. It's another board game. Cash flow teaches you investment. So it's an investment game by Robert Kiyosaki, the popular writer of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It's a very good game. We play Monopoly, but most of all, we play Chinese checkers. Very, very competitive. And I taught my kids, and each time I say I'm the champion, they're all laughing at me and saying, Daddy, your memory, I think, is failing you because they are always winning. But we play very competitively. I actually wonder, are there tournaments for this? I would have wanted to try my children at national level. I think if there was organized Chinese checkers, they certainly would be on the national team. They are very, very good. But nobody really took up chess and Scrabble. That's because I've been a good student, but I'm a bad teacher. I don't have the patience. Yeah.
Wow, I can see you enjoying life with the family there. That looks like Dubai.
Yes. You know, I believe in education is not just academics. It's the exposure you give the children.
Exactly.
So it's very important. I've made it a point in my life that every year I take my kids to a place they haven't been to. They see different things. It opens their horizons. What is possible? How to dream big. You know, when that exposure is not there, you could be very good in your academics.
True. I'm sorry to cut you short. So now you are 50 and you've played at a high level of Scrabble. What else do you want to achieve in terms of sports? That when you achieve that, then you say, I'm done.
If I can win the national championship one more time, I'll be very happy. I'll have finished really on a good note. Being 10-time national, you know, just to round it off, would be very nice for me.
Great.
Yeah.
As we wind up, what else do you do apart from sports?
I'm an entrepreneur. I run a Golden Coin Bureau de Change, a business I incorporated 17 years ago. And we are in several provinces. I run 23 branches across the country. I do a few other businesses with other friends. We have franchise for Western Union. So in some of the Bureau de Change, you'll find I'm doing Western Union also, a bit of real estate. So I try to do several things to make sure that I do leave something for my children.
Great. We do the last part. Ball juggling. Ball juggling. I know you're used to using hands. So very quickly, today you show us your feet, how skillful your feet are.
Oh my God.
And time starts now. You don't have to drop the ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've tried. You've tried. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. Well done. Have you played football before? I know every boy has played football.
Grade 1 to grade 7. In fact, by grade 7, I was going to the exam on a Monday. On Sunday, I was playing soccer. The way we played those days, we said 5 half-time, 10 change, and I think we played until 19 hours.
Okay, unfortunately, we have to go now. So thank you very much for watching.
You.
I was hosting Paul Kalumba, who is the #1 Scrabble champion. He's won it 9 times, and he's hoping to win for the 10th time. So until next week when I bring another guest, my name is Modern Sinka. But remember, on the contacts, remember to send us your responses regarding the question I asked you. Goodbye for now.
Thank you.